Hello, welcome to the Connections demo series, where we walk through step-by-step guides on how to use the Connection application. In this video, we're going to be walking through how to set up and send an event connection. You use this connection if you have an event scheduled and you want to send out the details to your customers. So starting from the dashboard, I can navigate to the event connection setup page by selecting Connect and then Event. This page contains all of the steps that need to be completed before I can send my connection. Starting with step 1, I want to add the event information to my connection. Starting with the event name, then moving to the description, the location, date and time, and then you can even add an image that goes along with your event. So starting with the name, I can add my holiday party, add a description, the location, the date and time. I can click on these buttons over here and they let me select the exact date and time my event is. And then I can also browse my computer to upload an image. So then once I add all of the information, I can jump to the step 5 to see that the viewer is updated in real time with the information that I'm adding to my connection. It's also pre-populated with some of my source information that I add during my setup. So you can see my store slogan is here. I have my logo, any buttons to my linked social media accounts, as well as any other store information such as addresses or if you have phone numbers linked. The other cool thing about the viewer is that I can view what my connections will look like in different formats. So right now, I'm viewing what my email connection will look like, but I can jump to a social media. So if I want to post this to Facebook, I can see what it'll look like. And I can also see what it'll look like as a text message. However, text messaging is not currently available for the event connections. I do have the ability to send myself a test email connection. So by pressing this button, I can send a test email connection to the email that's tied to my store, or I can type in any other email address. Moving on to step 2, this step is only needed if I'm planning on sending a social media message. So if I jump to my social media post preview, I can see at the top is the message that's going to go out with my social media connection. I can change that message by using the text box in step 2. Like my store information, you can see in the viewer that this is updated in real time. Now that I've updated all of the relevant information for my connection, it's time to select what destination I want to send my connection to. I have a few options that I can choose from. I can send an email connection or to social media, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. As stated previously, the event connection does not support text messaging at the current state. Though for this example, I'm going to go ahead and select email and Facebook. Moving on to step 4, it's time to decide whether I want to schedule my event to send now or schedule my event connection to send at a later date. If I choose to send it at a later date, I can select the exact day and time to send my connection. Using the send my connection at a later date, it'll automatically go out at that exact day and time, so there's nothing more that I would need to do. Moving on to step 5, I want to confirm that I'm 100% happy with my connection before sending it. So since I'm sending an email connection and a post to Facebook, I want to confirm that I'm okay with the social media preview as well as my email preview. Just making sure that there's no typos, the information is accurate and correct, and I'm 100% happy with the connection. I will note that this viewer is not a design editor, So I cannot change the color of this bar or any of the formatting. If I want to make those types of changes, I can go up to settings and select templates. There are multiple different templates that you can select from that have different color schemes, that have different formatting designs that you can choose to send out your different connections. In step 6, the final step, I just need to press Send Connections. This will pull up a pop-up window that gives me some additional details about the connections that I'm going to send. This includes the number of customers I'm sending my email connections to. So you can see here are 3 customers, how many posts to Facebook I'm sending, which is only 1, the date and time my connection is going to be sent at. It also gives me a message that I can use the queue function to cancel my connection if needed. So when I press yes here, the connection will be sent to the queue. And when it's in the queue, there's 5 minutes before the connection will be sent. And I can use that 5 minutes to go into the queue, view my connection, and give me one last chance to cancel it if needed. Once I press yes, I'll get a notification that both of my connections were sent to the queue. As you can see here, one connection being my email connection, and then my second connection being my Facebook connection. I can then use the navigation bar to see my connections in the queue. Now the queue gives me a list of all of my previously sent connections. It gives me information such as what type of connections they were, when they were sent out, were they complete and canceled. And the other cool thing about the queue is that I can preview what my connections are going to look like. So this gives me one final chance to check to ensure that I'm happy with my connections before they're sent out. So I can see here that the 2 that I just set up are in the queue, and after previewing them, I can decide if I want to cancel them or not. So let's say for this scenario, I can go ahead and cancel the email connection, and I can get a notification saying that it has been canceled. After waiting 5 minutes and then refreshing the page, I can see in fact that my email connection was canceled and my social media Facebook connection has been completed. One last thing to note is that when you send these connections, they will only be sent to those customers in your store who accept email marketing. This has been an overview about how to set up and send an event connection. To learn more about the Connections application, visit www.mycustomerconnections.com. And for help, email support@genetag.freshdesk.com. Thank you for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next one.